Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be why the narcissist needs distractions. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So what is a distraction? That is when somebody takes their focus off something and they put it elsewhere. They get distracted. Example, you walk into a room and you were going to get a sheet of paper, and when you walk in the room, you hear a loud noise, boom, and you forgot what you went in that room for because you were checking out what the noise was. This is a prime example of how people get distracted. Now, the narcissist, they need distractions. The narcissist creates distractions. The narcissist cannot keep their focus on any one thing at any one time. This is why the narcissist has multiple smartphones. This is why the narcissist has multiple people placed in the trauma bond or the narcissistic fog at the same time. This is why the narcissist can't sit still. This is why the narcissist is always looking for the next new shiny object. This is why the narcissist picks up hobbies and drops them as soon as they get bored and jaded. And this is exactly why the narcissist cannot focus on any one thing. You see, the narcissist is stuck in their tiny little mind. And that mindset needs to always be running that tiny little Hollywood script that they are rewriting each and every moment of their waking existence. And that script must run perfectly in tune with what the narcissist wants to get out of that particular moment or that day or that period of time. And the narcissist looks at people as opportunities, and they look at people as ways to be replaced, interchangeable, if you will. So if you married the narcissist, or if the narcissist was your friend or colleague or coworker or whomever they were, the narcissist did not look at you as a beautiful, bright, shining light. They looked at you as an opportunity that they could take from, and that they could use and abuse and manipulate. And whenever they got whatever they got from you, that's when usually they will discard people or not communicate with them any longer. Or if you wised up and you were one of the smarter and stronger ones, if you allow me to say that, then maybe you ended it yourself and you figured it out when you were in the relationship and you ended it. Either way, my heart goes out to you because you were in a toxic narcissistic relationship. And that relationship was filled with distractions. Think about all of the things you did for the narcissist when you were in that relationship. You were distracted because you were putting all of your energy into the narcissist. And while you were doing that and pumping up their fragile ego and elevating them to the next level of their existence, what they were doing is they were toying with you and manipulating you and gaslighting you and giving you the silent treatment and stonewalling you, triangulating you, doing everything they possibly could to keep you in that cesspool of misery, in the deep end of destruction, in the low quagmire vibrational state where they exist. This is where they wanted to keep you, and they wanted to keep you stuck and trapped. But you figured out eventually that you had to get out of that relationship, or maybe you were discarded. But again, either way, my heart goes out to you. What happened is you had to put yourself back together, and you had to heal, and you had to process so many things, and that's what you're doing right now. But the narcissist, what are they doing right now? They're still distracted. They're distracted with the new supply. They're distracted with grooming another new supply right in front of the new supply. They're distracted with trying to get the latest clothes or get the latest items, whatever the fads are these days, or get the latest car or get the latest hairstyle, or to keep up with the Joneses and the Smiths and everybody. Because the narcissist cannot be. The narcissist is not genuine. They are not authentic. They cannot be themselves. That's why they need to manipulate people. That's why they wear a mask, to maintain this mask for a period of time, which was the length of the relationship that you were a part of. And then whenever they got whatever they got, they take the mask off and again, they slither onto the new supply or wherever they go. But the narcissist wants to inflict as much damage upon people, upon their spouses, their children, their friends, their colleagues, anyone that they possibly can, because it gives them supply. It makes them feel better than. It invalidates the target or the other people, and it pumps up the fragile ego of the narcissist. That is exactly why they need to be distracted. Think about this. When you were with the narcissist, could they ever just sit still? Probably not. Could they ever just be present with themselves? No, they probably had the TV blaring or music blaring, or they probably had videos blaring with the music blaring and the TV blaring while they were cooking and doing other things. You see, they need distraction. They need disruption. They need confusion and chaos. They cannot just focus on one thing. The narcissist is always looking for the next new shiny object. They're always looking for the next relationship to become a part of. And they're looking to twist the knife into the old relationship or relationships. This is why so frequently on the channel, I suggest to you, if you have the ability to do so, to go no contact, to block these people, delete them, remove them and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If you can do it, do it. If you can't, utilize gray rock, which means become dull and boring. Don't interact with the narcissist. If you need to, use 1 or 2 word sentences and learn how to say no, the strongest word in the English language, and don't communicate with them if you don't need to. But all these things I'm mentioning to you, they encompass what the narcissistic relationship is. It's one big distraction. It distracted you from your life. It had you put your life on hold while you were doing what the narcissist wanted you to do, when they wanted you to do it, with whom they wanted you to do it with. And you gave to a fault. You probably were a people pleaser. You may have been a yes person. I am certain you have a high level of empathy. And you did everything you possibly could to continue to work on that relationship. Now, the whole time you were doing that, putting the Band-Aids on the relationship and trying to fix the fires that the narcissist was starting, or put them out is what I meant, the narcissist was looking for other new people to engage with and to interact with. And this is what they do, because once they get somebody where they want them, which is placed in the narcissistic fog, they now have done their heavy lifting. They've done all the work that they need to do in the beginning of the relationship. I should say most of the work that they do in the beginning of the relationship to get you hooked on them. And they don't want you to ever break the cycle. But when they do that, it's no longer fun for them. What it is it's now they look at you with pity. They look at you as weak. They look at you as somebody who doesn't even know where you are because you're trapped in that narcissistic fog. And it's not your fault because you weren't taught this in school. But because that part of the relationship for the narcissist, it becomes dull and boring, they get jaded rather quickly. Now, I'm not saying that this pertains to everybody, but I will say that the narcissist is always, and I mean always, on the prowl looking for new sources of supply. But if that did fit your circumstances, then because the narcissist was jaded, what they did is they had to look for another distraction, which was another person to enter a relationship with. And it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a friendship. It could be a person in a hobby group. It could be a person at work. It could be a person in a exercise class, or anybody. It could be a neighbor. The narcissist is always looking to be distracted, and they're always looking to learn as much about people as they possibly can so they can weaponize this against those people at a later date. That is why when you're in these relationships, you usually overshare, and you usually believe that the narcissist is going to keep their word and be an honest and genuine person. But remember, they wore a mask. They are not honest. They are not genuine. They are shapeshifters. They are dark energy sources, and they are interchangeable all over the globe. They will come at you in all different shapes and sizes, and they will speak different languages. The point is once you identify that you were in a narcissistic relationship or that you are in one, it is 1 minute too long to stay in those relationships. You need to go no contact and block these people and understand that they do not improve. Not only does the narcissist not improve, but the relationship doesn't improve. It deteriorates. It gets worse. If you go back in time when you met the narcissist, think about how that relationship started off. You probably were vulnerable. You probably were in a very weak position, and you didn't know that narcissism was prevalent on the planet. And the narcissist saw this. They swooped in, took advantage of you being vulnerable, and then boom, next thing you know, you entered the relationship. And maybe it was a friendship that turned into a romantic relationship. Maybe it stayed a friendship. Maybe it was a person you were working with and you had business communications with. The narcissist wanted to get supply from you, and they wanted to stop you or impede your progress on this thing called life. So let's say it was a friendship, and let's say that the two of you were experiencing certain hobbies or doing certain things like golfing or skiing or doing something together. Okay, well, in the beginning it was probably all fun, right? Yeah, it was. But then you realize that this person was driving wedges between you and all your relationships, and they were dumping toxicity into you, saying things like, why would you buy those golf clubs? They're so 5 years ago. What's with that? When they would start to devalue you, you would just shrug it off and say, oh, that's just so-and-so, it's no big deal. No, it's not just so-and-so, that's toxicity, and you were consuming it, and so was I. And there's no room in life to be consuming toxicity any longer once we understand what the narcissistic abusive cycle is all about. But this is what the narcissist did. They infiltrated your life. They were looking to be distracted. They were looking to distract you, and they were trying to keep you trapped in that fog as long as they possibly could. And then something broke, something gave. Most likely you put up a boundary, or you said to the narcissist, hey, what's going on here? Every time I talk with you or communicate with you, you're behaving worse and worse, and you're yelling at me now, or perhaps verbally abusing me and financially abusing me, etc. You never pay for anything, and all you do is complain. When you would say something like that, what would they do? Well, they would blame shift you and tell you how you're so weak and inferior and how you have so much money and you should be spending it on them, and you're lucky to be spending time with them, and you should hear what everyone else says about you, and you're the only problem. They only have a problem with you. They don't have problems with everybody else. All these things I'm talking about is the toxicity of the narcissist that you no longer are a part of, which is a good thing. But back then you tolerated it because you didn't know that narcissism was prevalent. Now you do. And the distractions that the narcissist was looking at administering to you, meaning trying to keep you distracted from your growth and your progress and finding your purpose, that's what happened. That was a huge roadblock. That relationship you were part of, it was a huge hurdle. It threw a shift in the trajectory of your life. But now here you are on the channel and in the community, and you're getting your cup full, and you're sharing your wisdom in the community section, in the comments section, and you're sharing your stories with other people's stories, and you're understanding that it wasn't just you, and that yes, you were distracted, but more importantly, the narcissist was completely distracted during that whole relationship. They were distracted with trying to keep you occupied, but trying to keep you strung along and take as many of your resources as they possibly could, which meant your time, money, energy, effort, love, empathy, your relationships, your health, your tangible assets, everything. They were trying to, if you will, be a magician and have you look over to the left and then take everything from you when they were on the right side. And this is why the loop just continues to go around and around. And this is why these relationships do not improve. They only get worse over time, because the narcissist does not want stability. They do not want common ground. They do not want equality. What they want is to feel superior. They want you to feel inferior. They want to call the shots. They want you to not have a voice. They want you to do anything they want you to do, and if you don't, they will punish you for not doing it. And yet, if you do it, you're getting abused any which way. So that's why communicating with the narcissist, it will never get you anywhere. You are so much better off talking to one of these trees behind me than you are the narcissist. Because when you talk to the tree, at least you're being heard, and at least the tree's beautiful energy is coming back to you. When you're talking with the narcissist, all you get is blame shifting. You get verbal abuse. You get being shouted out, rage fits. You get the silent treatment at times. You become devalued and invalidated. You get nothing. There's nothing good about a narcissistic relationship. That is why you really must go no contact. But the distractions of the narcissist, why they need them, it's because they don't want to be alone in their tiny little brain. They need their smartphones. They need music blaring. They need TV shows on. They need disruption. They need to be going here, coming over here. They need to be going out in the middle of the night, coming home super early in the morning. They need to always be on the go, go, go. Because if they had to sit still in a room for 24 hours with no internet, no smartphone, no communication with anybody, only themselves, and they had to sit in that room, and they had food and water, and of course they had a bed, but what would they have to do? They would have to do something that you've been doing since you were in that relationship, or since you've begun to heal, or since you were born, which is introspect. You have the ability to be accountable and to correct some poor behaviors that perhaps you have had in the past. That's why you learn. That's why you grow. That's why you become stronger. That's why you need to heal from this relationship. The narcissist would not want to introspect. If they were in that room for 24 hours, they would have to sit there and they'd have to really think of all the lives they've blown up, all of the parental alienation they have administered, all of the fake friendships with the people that they've strung along, all of the fake love and fake empathy and fake kindness that they dished out to people only to pull it away once the mask slipped. You see, this is not a good thing for the narcissist. That's why they will always be distracted. That's why when you have dinner with these people, that's why they're flirting with the waitstaff. That's why they're complaining that their ice in their drink doesn't have enough ice cubes in it. That's why they're sending their food back and saying that it was overcooked or undercooked. Why would they do that? Well, one would be to get a free meal. Two, to disrupt the dining room. Three, to invalidate the waiter or the cook or the chef. And four, to get attention placed on them. Think about the attention the narcissist needs. The narcissist needs 24-hour attention 7 days a week, 365 days a year, including leap year 366, of which this is a leap year. The narcissist cannot have the spotlight on anybody, not their own children, not their spouse, not their colleague, not their coworker, not their neighbor, nobody. The narcissist is always in competition with people. The narcissist believes they're better than everybody. They believe they're smarter than everybody. They believe that they can distract other people and take from them whatever they want to. It's like a big illusion. The narcissistic relationship is, it's almost as if it was an illusion, because many times post-relationship, you will be healing and you'll be focusing on yourself and slowing your life down, and you're in the cocoon of boundaries, and you'll pause and you'll stop and you'll reflect and you'll say, did that really happen? Did I really tolerate that behavior? Did that person really do those things? And then you'll sit back in your chair and you'll say, yes, yes, yes. That's amazing. And if you were to tell a person who has not gone through the narcissistic abusive cycle, the strange behaviors that you tolerated and experienced, they would not believe you. They would think that you have some concerns. And again, that person who does not understand, they're in the everyday fog, not the narcissistic fog. They're just living life, going through life with rose-tinted glasses. Or maybe they're a narcissist themselves and they're acting like they don't understand what you're saying. But the point is, that's why you and I speak the same language. It's the language that we speak, that we learned how to speak it when we were in the narcissistic relationship. It's a language we didn't want to learn, but yet we did learn because we now have experienced the same toxicity, and we have now also understood that I can finish your sentence in a heartbeat and you can finish my sentence in a heartbeat, because we've gone through something that most people don't go through, and we've conquered it and we've beaten it. We've risen through the ashes like a phoenix. We've dusted ourselves up by the bootstraps and we've healed, and we've reached the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, where we no longer care about the narcissist or any people from that period of time. You see, that's rarefied air. That's where you are, or that's where you're headed towards. That's where I am, and I'm reaching my hand down to help pull you up to the mountaintop, because the distractions should disappear. The narcissist should have nothing to do with you. You should be going no contact. You should be blocking them. You should understand that the narcissist will never be satiated with anybody. They will never be satisfied with anybody. They will never be satisfied with anything that anyone can provide, because they're always looking for the next new opportunity or the next person to elevate them through life. This is why the narcissist is a taker. This is why the narcissist is a coward and a bully. And this is why the narcissist can't introspect. They can't be accountable. They can't apologize. There's nothing genuine or authentic to them. That's why they continue to just change the mask they wear, to manipulate people over and over and over again, to distract people, to keep themselves distracted, to keep their own fragile egos pumped up, while they keep people strung along on dating apps and on social media and in real life as well, or texting or emails or video calls, etc. This is what the narcissist does. They are trapped in that loop of misery, in that loop of destruction, and in that loop of distraction. And they need this. This is their fuel. Your misery, your pain, your discomfort is their pleasure. It's their supply, and it is what makes them feel good about themselves. That is why you need to run for the hills from these people. Stay away from them. Do not ever engage with these people ever again. Block them. If not now, when? So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. I love you all. God bless you. And the distractions, why the narcissist needs distractions, it's very simple, as I mentioned a few moments ago, because they don't want to be alone in their brain. The echoes of the past, the echoes of the broken relationships and the broken hearts and all of the things that they've crushed and devastated and destroyed, they come back to haunt the narcissist eventually. And believe me, the narcissist thinks about those broken relationships more than you would know. They'll never admit it. And others may not say that that's what happens, but not everybody has every answer. And I'll tell you right now, the narcissist knows exactly what they've done. They know what they're doing, and they know what they will do tomorrow. The thing is, they will never be accountable. That is why you need to understand that the narcissist karma, it's living in their own mind. It's them having to close their eyes and put their head on the pillow every night and know that the relationships that they've broken and the lies they've told and all of the misery and hurt that they've administered will come back to roost. And it roosts in their tiny little brain each and every day. I love you all. God bless you. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.